I got a snood on. It's flipping freezing. Literally 3 days since my last video, and it's gone from kind of 17, 18 degrees to 9. Welcome back. It's group dig day again. So first and foremost, hope you enjoyed the intro. Decided to freshen it up a little bit, so I hope you like it. Something different, change is as good as a rest. Yeah, so we're back on the group dig. So the last video, my triple silver, which was an awesome day, that group dig was going on the whole week, and I managed to get the day off. It's Thursday from work, so I'm going back to give it another go. Now, this could go either way, in my opinion, because there's been 50 or 60 fellas and ladies digging those fields ever since Sunday, and obviously I was there Monday, so there's a good chance that they've done them to death by now. However, we have had a lot of rain over the last 24 hours, so I'm hoping that in some respects that will then kind of freshen up the targets that might have been missed. So we're going to go and give it a go. Let's get on with the show, and I'll see you on the field. Right, first find, very first find of the day. If you can see, I'm doing a bit of stubble today. My theory being that a lot of people would have chosen the easy option, as I did on the last day, to just stay on the dirt. And with all the rain we've had, it's actually quite soft. So giving it a go, see how we get on. Anyway, the first one I've already found. Wasn't going to bother filming it, but it is the first hole, so you've got to be done, isn't it? A little bit of green, whatever it was, had a little bit of gold gilding on it once upon a time, so maybe part of a buckle or whatever. Okay, let's crack on. Well, bit of a change of scenery. Had about an hour, just over an hour on that stubble, and found pretty much nothing. A couple of bits of just scrap, a couple of shotty ends, so I've moved back onto some mud, and the signals are very few and very far between, so it could be a quiet day today. That's my only other find of note so far, which has just come up, which is in the high 20s, and it's a little claspy, buttony type thing. Yeah, cool. Well, we'll persevere. Early yet. Look at the size of that. Good old Simplex found it though, but that is tiny. No, that's probably a little loop off the back of a button, I reckon. Little shank bit, or off a little clasp, a little brooch or something. Because that is tiny. Took some finding as well. So I think that's what we're dealing with today. Not a lot left. Okay, moving on. Cracking signal, this next one, but it's nothing. Big lump of, well, bronze, I reckon. It's quite dark green, quite thick, but a shard of nothingness. Moving on. Well, sometimes you just have to sit yourself down, have a coffee, and a rethink. Well, I've been here a good 3.5 hours now, and I'm finding nothing. I've tried 2 different fields, and I know they say that a field is never done, but when you've got 50 or 60 detectorists marching over them for 5 days, 8-9 hours plus a day, eventually it gets to a point where anything that's within reach of a detector is going to get found, I think, pretty much. So there's been very, very few signals, and the signals that I've found and tones that I've heard have been very iffy, and invariably have been shotgun ends or little fragments of metal, really. So yeah, I'm gonna have a rethink and have a coffee, but before I move on, I want to give a shout out, which I haven't done for a while, I don't think. If you do nothing else, you need to watch at least one of this couple's videos. They're called the Somerset Searchers, or Somerset Searcher, can't remember, Somerset Searchers I think. And it is the lovely Bill and Julie, and they are hilarious. But most importantly, they do find some really interesting stuff. And over the last week or so, they aired a video where Bill found some gold, and his reaction to finding gold was amazing, hilarious, and well worth a watch. So really pleased for you guys. Fantastic channel. They deserve more subs really. They're only, I think, about 80 odd. So if you can and you've got some time, give them a sub. Up to you, of course. But great channel, great people. Right, let's finish my coffee and crack on. As you've just seen, another change of scenery. So I've come over to the very furthest field, which is stubble, and it's equally quiet. And a first for me, which actually quite a nice tone. Ooh, as he throws it onto the floor. It's a fuse. I've never found a fuse before, but a fuse it is. Oh well. Let's crack on. I've never been so pleased to find a sturdy, buttony thing in my life. God bless you, little button. That's real metal detecting for you. Tale of two halves. Last one, Target Fest, 3 silvers. This one, nada. And I get excited on a button. Oh well. There's still plenty of time. We'll keep trying. Well, shortly after that little button, I've had the best signal I've had in about 5 hours. Just under the surface. It was in the early 40s, and you can probably just see it there. It's circular. I suspect it's buttony. Yeah, I think that's a button. Right, let's have a look. Yep, it's a button. That's okay, but that's a good signal. That was a genuinely good signal. So I'm not complaining about that at all. Which means, you know, maybe I found a little area that hasn't been detected quite so much. Cool, let's crack on. Well, this is interesting. That was a lovely, lovely tone. It was up in the 60s, I think. And it's lead. You can see that. Very bobbly bit of lead. I don't know what that is. Whether that's just molten lead that's kind of set, or whether it's from something. But I reckon that's about the most interesting thing I've had all day. But there you go. If you're watching this, something good has come from today, because at this moment in time I really haven't got a lot to share with you, have I? Cool, okay, let's crack on. Any ideas, by the way, let me know. Well, the wind's picked up again, and you see I've changed scenery again. So I had another little time on that pasture, still nothing, a couple of buttons. So I'm back on the original field where I was last time, where I found my 3 silvers. That has been done to death. And this thing has just given me the runaround. It was in the 20s and I could not find it for love nor money. And eventually, up it's popped. And well, what can I say? It's another bit of crotal bell. That's 2 kind of tops of crotal bells. Well, what are they? What do they call them? Hoops? Shanks? Whatever they're called. I've now found 2. One this last time, on day 1 of the group dig, and this one. Oh well, take that, to be fair. It's probably find of the day so far. Right, let's crack on. Well, I've had more targets in 3 minutes than I have all day up till now, and it's another button. Or kind of cappy kind of thingy. But it's a big one, and I'll take it. I'm not live digging anything because nothing's worth live digging, quite frankly, and it's windy. Anyway, that was my next one, up in the 60s. Not a bad tone actually, but a bit scratchy. I've seen these before. They're kind of rivety type things, aren't they? When they go in leather or something like that. Cool. Right, Try and get a few more. Well, that's confirmed it. It's the very next find. It's a lovely signal in the 70s. And it's two of those rivety things with still the leather inside. So, material or whatever it was. Yeah, so it's confirmed it. They obviously went through some sort of leather banding or whatever. Aye. Well, it's really windy again. I hope you can hear me all right. Has my perseverance finally paid off? I don't know if you can see, just about there. Looks like the rim. It was in the 70s, so it was singing the right songs. Yeah. Oh. What is it? Oh, it might be a coin. Is it? Bent. Yeah, I think that is a coin. But it's bent over. Let me just give it a quick squirt and see if there's anything on it. It feels blankety blank to me. Let's have a quick look. Don't know, I don't think it was a button. Pretty sure it was a coin. But I think it's toast. It might be a little, oh, is there a little bit of a pattern there? Perhaps it was a button, not sure. Oh well, we'll have a look at that back at the ranch. Well, this could be my very last one. Where that yellow flag is basically where I'm leaving. I'm turning left and heading back towards the tent to pick up all the stuff that I found on Monday and see if I won anything in the raffle. And it could be the last one, hopefully it's not, but it's a nice little musket slash pistol shot which will go in my little musket ball holder when I get back home. So that's pretty cool. It's been an indifferent day to say the least, but thanks for staying with me if you have, and I'll see you on the very brief roundup, I guess. Take care. Morning folks, welcome to the roundup. Just a couple of quick stickers to update you on the board. Firstly, thank you Dave from Carry On Searching. Your stickers are on their way to, sorry, my stickers are on their way to you, mate. I've been very slow getting my stickers out this last week, so apologies for that. And also the newly updated Devon Digger Daz, updated by the wonderful Liam. Yeah, superb sticker that, mate. Really like that logo, so thank you both for those. As for the roundup, yeah, that is, you know, I've got to practice what I preach, haven't I? You know, real metal detecting is real metal detecting, and that in front of you is real metal detecting. It was a good second day. I didn't win anything in the raffle, unfortunately. But yeah, I enjoyed it nonetheless, despite the lack of finds. And if ever there was a musket ball to save the day, it's that one. But other than that, it was pretty much shotty ends, fragments of lead and tin and various things. Lots of kind of nondescript metally bits, including this thing, which I didn't film, I don't think. For a minute I thought it was a little spinning top, but it's not. I think it's just some sort of finial or something. A few buttons, mostly kind of either broken or completely blank. These things, very interesting. As I think I said on the video, I found a few of these over the last few months. Always wondered what they were and presumed they were kind of went in between kind of rivety, leathery bits. And the proof was in the pudding, look. Now it's dried out. Yeah, it's definitely leather. And two more of them. Yeah, so I presume that was off some sort of harness or whatever. Then along the top, a little bit of clay pipe, which I never mind finding. A few bits of pottery, a little bit of something. Not sure what that's come off. I don't think I filmed that. I think that was just a muddy bit of metal that went in the bag. I think that was a coin, but we'll never know. Completely blank. I've had a look underneath. I can't see a shank. There's a couple of indentations which kind of got me slightly worried, but I think that's just a battered coin. A couple of other little fragments. That could be a little buckly bit, I suppose. A couple of other little things. That's that tiny little link or shank or whatever that was. This little curled up bit of wire, which again I thought was something for a little while, but it wasn't. This very weird and wonderful piece of lead. Again, if you've got any ideas what that could have been or what that was for. Very bobbly, as if it was molten, I don't know. And yeah, and the two things, I guess, that saved the day. Another little bit of crotal belt, don't mind that. And the little pistol shot, which is now going to go, whilst you're here, because I had this out of the weekend, into my little musket ball holder. So there you go. So anything that comes back from a dig that can go in my cabinet is a good day, albeit a very slow, non-eventful day. That's it. Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully out again in the next few days. I think we're going to get a little spell of good weather towards the end of this week. So touch wood, I'll be out doing it and you'll be watching it next week. Take care. Bye.